The one behind me, I hadn't seen, oh, she is here. Yes, that's right. There we are. Let's go a little bit closer. Can you see it's a bit lumpy bumpy around the edges? And I think this is the one. Yes. Oops. Let's just have a look. It's a little bit mucky on the back, but, oh, I don't suppose it's too bad, but there's a little bit of wrinkling because I hadn't come across, fabric spray. I hadn't come across 505 fabric spray. But since I did, oh no, it's another one actually that I think that is worse than this. But yes, so that is a Bargello I made probably, what would I say? That's probably 30 years old. Anywhere between 28 and 30 years old. And the only difference is, now let me see, I have got another one, haven't I, that I've done since then. And I've got quite a bundle of quilts here. I'm not going to bore you too much. Oh, do you know, I've got a little pile here and it's fell on the floor 3 times now. So let's just move it. Okay. So let's put that one there. And I'm just going to find you a more recent one that you will have seen. Is that the one? Here it is. Okay, so you will have seen, so that one is very old. This one, we did this, we may have done this in lockdown actually. There we go. And I did one in blue also. So I'm sure there is probably, oh, typical. There we are. So that is another one that I did in lockdown. I can remember doing it. And the blue one I have is sitting under my machine. So we have another Bargello. The pink one, yes. Would you do with us this at some time? I will. It could be done in a sew-along, absolutely. I thought the next sew-along I would probably do a bag, because I don't know if everybody likes quilt ones, but we could most definitely. I'll work out, we could either do this one or we could do another one as well. But it is well worth, we could do this as a 2-day, so where you have 2 sessions, which gives you long enough to get to a certain point to be able to, you know, be up to speed and know what the next stage is. And they are lovely to make. And it looks difficult, it looks complicated, but believe you me, I will tell you it's not. So there are our Bargello. I've got some easier ones than this as well. If I just take these down and we can pop that just there. So the next one I have is this one. This one, similar era. 30 years ago, I should imagine. I don't think that's going to sit there because it's a little bit windy. But this one's just a plique. All done with batiks. And what should we go a little bit closer? Oops. No, too close. There we go. There we are. So, yes, this one's done all with batiks. Gita would love to do it as a sew-along as well. You see twin needle sewing, did you? Let me just look back at that. Nope. No, I hadn't done any twin needle sewing. I don't know what you were seeing there, but I hadn't. So this one, I have hand quilted. Let's go in there. So all around the edges, I have satin stitched, and I have hand quilted all the way around the edge. You can see it more up here and around. That's a little bit. There we are. So I've hand quilted all around the edges here, all around these designs. So this one is really, yeah. Okay. You already paid for July. Oh, I can't remember, Marilyn. Perhaps you have. Oh, you have. Oh, that's right. You paid twice, didn't you? Yep. I've written it down on my thing, but I shan't check everything till tomorrow. I need another hat. I do. Jane, I could actually paper my walls with all these quilts, because this is, if you think I've got all those mini quilts as well, and I haven't got those to show you, but I've got so many mini quilts, and these are all bigger quilts. So I do like that. I mean, I could replicate this, and what I would do is just trace over the images that I have there and put that back together again. But it is very, yeah, it just stands out because of the batik fabrics, and it's nice and bright and everything's bordered. And I can remember really loved making this. So I started my patchwork journey in, what would I say, the early 90s. So this also would be over 25 years old, but it's withstood the test of time. You know, nothing is wrong with it. It hasn't, I have got some that I'll show you, they've got pin marks in because I forgot to take out some pins and they've rusted, but I'll show you those shortly. So there is that one. Now this one, I actually can't remember making, but I do quite love it. I love the fabric. So this is an absolute beginners. There we are. I've used white on white fabrics, and I think those fabrics, I haven't pressed it. I think those fabrics are from Hobbycraft. I can't remember, but, and I'm sorry, I didn't press this one, but these are all white on whites, and these fabrics are really, really cheery. With unicorns, hot air balloons, and then I've quilted this by machine, and I've just, what I've done in the centre one, I probably was going to do an applique in there, I don't know, or personalise it in some way, but this is a nice straightforward one, a beginner's one. Yeah, they aren't dated, are they? And then also around this edge here, can you see that narrow? I'll just zoom that in a bit so that you can see that narrow edge just here, just inside the border. It's a flange, so it's just a folded, narrow piece of fabric, but it makes it look as if I've been very careful and stitched probably 1/4 of an inch of fabric, but it's not. Yeah, so I rather like that. When I couldn't remember making it a fair while ago. Okay, so that one can come down too. Now this one, so made on a theme. So this one here, I wonder if any of you can guess where that fabric is from. Obviously those letters are the wrong way round. Who knows? Who knows where those fabrics are from? Do you recognise them? And this would be, what would this be? 10, 12 years ago, probably. Any ideas? Whose range of fabrics were those? They're quite pretty, but I remember working with them a lot. But nice and easy, big squares stitched together. And I think Facebook is being a little bit slow tonight. Which is why the comments aren't coming up. Any ideas, anybody? I'm sure you will get it once I've said, but they were Debbie Shaw fabrics. So Really, really pretty. And I just made it into a baby quilt. Okay, so another one just based on squares. Let's take that one down. So, I mean, there's nothing, I've got nothing new. Let's see. So this one is another one. This looks a bit faded, actually. Can you see? Oops. Oops, no, I'm going to have to drop that down a bit and put some pins in there. So, let's put a pin there. And, why don't you just fall out pin? Oops. I think I'm going to have to pin that up. And let's pin that through. I think that's upside down. But again, another, whoops. Oh, they did look a bit like flowers for Freya, didn't they? But no, they were a Debbie Shaw one. So this one again, purely squares. Easy shapes to applique round. You love the backing on that one. There we go. Yes, I think I had a large piece of that. And actually, I am filling some scrap boxes, and I think some of that is in scrap boxes. So you know that's probably 10 to 15 years old. But as I say, it's still lasted. It's really quite... Oh, so yeah, so rather than move that down for a minute... Another fun one. Now this one, obviously back to front, is just little. That's probably 24 inches. It's a panel, okay? All printed. I haven't stitched that. At the moment, all I've done is stitched in between the squares. I've hand stitched. So this is a hand quilting project. So as you can see, I've got safety pins in there, ready to be quilted, but I haven't. And all I have done is that far, never got round. Hello, Jane. Never got round to finishing that off. So that's a project for another day when I want to just sit down and just have a little bit of hand stitching. But I quite look forward to that. Okay. So let's pop that one down there. And then I've got another one which is fairly big. But I'll show you the sides there. So this is all hand quilted. I mean, how I had time to do this, I really don't know. But I have hand quilted, and I have, even in these squares, this is all hand quilting. Can't actually believe all those years ago that I did this. But the applique is machine stitched. So what is this going to be? This one's quite large. Right. Right, I'm going to have to pin that through for it to stay. So, it is rather pretty. So this one is, let's do him up there. So all that, yeah, that's okay, Vanessa. So this one has got teddy bears. I'm sure I had a template and I just drew round them. And then I've got 9 patch blocks alternating with, what have I got? 3, 6, 9, 12. I've got 15. So I've got 15 blocks, of which 2, 3, 6, 8 are 9 patch blocks. And it looks as though I have used possibly 4-inch squares or 3.5, because these are quite large. Yeah. And so it makes a lovely quilt size. And I know, how did I do it? You've been to Festival of Quilts, Vanessa? Oh, and selling also. Okay, right. So there is that one. So this was in the days when I was thinking I might be making to sell my quilts, but never did. So let me see. I won't do that one for a minute. This one, I completely forgot that I'd done. When I did this, I don't know. All right. So I think this one is another Bargello. I seriously cannot remember. I should have got this out at the same time, shouldn't I? This one's beautifully fresh. And have I got it the wrong way round? But, yeah, there's another Bargello. Okay, so, long time ago, I cannot remember making that, but I did. I absolutely did. So that's just using different colours, and it could have gone on even bigger. So with these, you could just carry on repeating so that you get a bigger and bigger quilt. Oh, we're not doing too badly. Right, let's go for some little ones. So as I say, that one is Bargello. How about a little bit of log cabin? I think we'll do it this way. Don't you love? I absolutely, that quilt. Now that is probably, it's not too late to sell. I daren't sell them. I daren't sell them. I really, it's all part of my, I know people say they would like them, but they're all part of my heritage, if you like. But this one is done with, I would say, 1.5 inch strips. It's probably 24 by 18, so it's quite small, but I absolutely love that. Was it made from a jelly roll? I think it was. So the strips are probably 1.25, because I can remember chopping them. I did it as a workshop all those years ago. Yeah. And I do love it. I do. Right. Another one. Might need pins for this. This is quite heavy. Now this one is more recent. I would have done this on TV. Do you remember the puff quilt? So just as, unbelievable. I'm sorry about my back. Let's just have a look here. So there is a puff quilt. Yes, there's a puff quilt. Do you remember that? I think I've shown that technique not so long ago, but this was made with some of the fabrics that actually I've had in my sales. And I think some of you may have had, in particular, that one, say, and this one, and this one. But they are all from Cottage Blur, Moda. Yes. Of course, Jeeta. I tell you what, I will put a post up, because sometimes I'm not able to see all of the comments down here. Oh, you love the ladies' quilt. Oh. When you've watched this, I will put a post in Sew with Trisha to see which ones you particularly liked and may like to make, as a course, as a sew along, or so that I've got some ideas. Summertime. No, this one is Cottage Blur as opposed to Summer Breeze. But yes, it reminds you of summertime, doesn't it? Okay, I have got quite a few more. But let's have a look. So let's take this one down. Okay. So it's a little bit of proof. Oh, I won't hold this too long. So this is, you remember the other baby one? So here's another baby one. So for those of you who haven't done any patchwork before, Nice and easy to do, just with your squares, but it still looks effective even though we're only using squares. And what I've done around the edge here, I wonder if that will stay up just long enough, I've used embroidery stitch around here. So all of this way here, I've done an embroidery stitch, which is just looping around there. Embroidery satin stitched around the letters, and then I've stitched a variegated thread, just straight stitching either side of the seam, just like I usually do. And then the backing was just a white on white. Yes, it is very easy. I am sure if you go on YouTube, Amanda, I have been on a wonderful journey and I'm still on it, Jane. I am. The puff quilt. Yep, I'm sure if you have a look on YouTube, there is one. If you go onto my channel or just put puff quilt, I'm sure I've done one there. Ah, yes. Yes, I would. My fear of flying now, I'm not going to get to America. I wanted to go to Houston to the Quilt Festival, but I'm not going to get there now. Now, I'm sure I've shown you this one before. This one has got to be, can you see what it says? It says Victoria, who is my daughter. So she is, my goodness, yeah. She is this year 34 in a few days. So this quilt is probably 32, 33 years old. So again, this is just satin stitched around the letters. Whoops, that's not going to stay there, is it? Around the letters, I've hand embroidered. Let's see if that stays there just a short while. So hand embroidered around the letters, satin stitched, machine satin stitched around the hearts. Not perfect either. Free motion embroidery, because there's little flowers there. You can perhaps see on the back. And so around the hearts, this is hand quilting. And then all the rest of this, vermicelli around the letters. So I free motioned around there. I'm not Juliet, no. Oh, Beverly's found the YouTube one for you. Your son wants me to do one with his wife's name. It would work. It would work. Nice. It was really lovely. I remember doing it. I remember sitting there, blanket stitching around these. Where are we? Blanket stitching around here. Yeah, loved doing that. Nice and straightforward. Right, another little one. So this is free motion embroidery. Oh, that is. Let's go out a bit. Whoops, not in. There we are. So this one is smaller, probably 24 inches square. We've got a 9 patch on point with cornerstones around here. And then I have free motioned flowers in the middle there. I don't know whether you can just see that now. So a border in the cornerstones around, 4 patch blocks in the corners. And then let's just have a look at the back. Oh, I guess you can probably see that now. So you can see where I've free motioned. So I've got my flower bits there, one right in the middle, little ones around here, and my feathers. I love doing. There we are. So there are those feathers there. I can't say out there. I know this is it, Tony. I just can't. As much as I think, I mean, I don't know what value I could actually put on them. Let's have a look at another one here before I'm going to sit down and show you some hand ones that I've done. So I also love this one. This one is, gosh, I can't remember. I do remember doing it. And it is really pretty. You know, there's so many that I just could not. So this is done with piano keys around the outside. How about that? There we are. That's a bit longer than you can see there. Yeah, miniature quilts are really nice. Do you use a round foot for free motion? I use a free motion foot, Virginia, a special one. A special one. And it's usually got a little spring on it. You couldn't possibly sell them either, Janet. No, I can't. Okay, Jan. So this one, it sort of looks like hearts all joined together. And then around the edges, I've just used strips to do that piano keyboard. And what have I done here? Now this is, hang on. No, so I've hand quilted. Can you see all that cross hatching? All that cross hatching is hand quilted, but the stitching down here is not. That is machine. So all of this cross hatching in between in the white, well, no, right through all of it. I'll take it down so that you can see. But this fabric is nice. Now this was a remnant from Marks and Spencer's, what they did their sheets with. So all of this cross hatching here on the main part, that's all hand done as well. Okay. It's really strange going through all of these because, you know, I look at them and I think, did I really make it? I know I did. But yeah, I absolutely love those colours. Can't remember where those fabrics came from, but yep. Okay, Jane. So I think what I'm going to do, you can just come, I'm just going to sit down here. That's better. And now, at some point in time, I did a lot of hand quilting. I haven't done any hand quilting in a long time. So there's my background fabric. Don't know if you can see, yeah. So you can see that has been hand quilted. And I believe I've got 8 of these blocks. Okay. So this one has got stained, but this is all white on white. Can you see that stain down the middle? I don't know whether I could get that out, but that is purely hand quilted. Now I believe I should, shouldn't I, Jane? Yeah, you can use sheeting. Yep. Good quality sheeting, I would say. I bought a sheet that was cheap and it was rubbish. Not for this, but just as a bed sheet, and it was awful. So I would always buy quality. Yeah, that's absolutely right, Kathleen. And it should do. It should look right. But I think I used a stencil. So I drew through all of this because I know on some of them that a little bit of blue is still on there. I used a water-soluble pen. Okay, so that is one. Here is another. I think I've got 8, so I can't even make it. So there is another one. So that one is all hand quilted as well. Do you know, at one time I wasn't too bad at hand quilting. I don't think I could do that as well now. Then number 3. No, this is purely 100% white cotton. Yeah, absolutely can. So we can do a bit of this. Yeah, I don't think they're good enough for that, Caroline, but I could fill a haul. Most definitely I could fill a haul. And as I say, there's far more. This one's got a bit of staining on too. But yep. And there's another one. Oh, hello, Nettie, don't worry. And I wasn't counting these as I was going. There's another. So every single one is a different design. Does look like candle wicking. Oh, I've missed. I've missed a line. Can you see? Look. I've missed a line of stitching there. And there. Well, I never. And I thought it was finished. I'm sure that wasn't my last one. Oh my goodness, and there's still more. So there's another one. A lot of cross hatching in the background. So, oh dear, how many have I got? There's another one. There we go. So these, as I say, are all, oh, and here's the one. Now, can you see those marks around the edge? And it is rather nice. I mean, perhaps I could get away with, well, hopefully I could find some white cotton that's exactly the same, but I don't know. But it has lasted. It is, look at those marks on there. I didn't put it away properly, obviously, did I? But I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see, yes, I have got 8. I wanted to have 9, but it'd have to be 4 by 2. And that really isn't that good, is it? Okay, I've got a few more, but I thought what I'll do, I'll just show you some of these unfinished, which you may or may not remember. Okay, so here, now this is one, I can't remember doing this either. Unfinished, as you can see. But look at that. I love those fabrics. Love, love, love. Can't remember where, but that was obviously a moment when I just wanted to sew. So just squares together, and that would make a pretty little pram quilt, wouldn't it? But as you see, it's only just stitched together. So that one, love the fabrics. Now, we have not done any of this. How about Hawaiian quilting? I have got more blocks somewhere else, but I haven't come across them yet. Saint Trisha, oh no. Tony's only quilt you made by hand. Yeah, and you roll it so it doesn't crease. Yeah, I should do that too. So this was made up. So this was just by folding a piece of paper 4 times in half and half again, or perhaps in triangles actually, and then into a triangle. And then you draw and cut away bits. So that is just one of those that I did. So that's a bit of Hawaiian quilting. We could do that. A little bit different. I had loads of batik fabric. And as I say, somewhere there are loads more. I know I've done a few more. And I've also got bits of, it's bonder webbed on. So I've then just satin stitched around the edges to hold it. But yeah. You've made it into a cushion. Yep, I could do that as well. Oh, making my arms ache. Here's another one that is unfinished. How about that? Nice folksy colours. Love these. Okay, so that one again is just applique with your folk hearts and your folk stars. And again, unfinished. Now that is machine blanket stitch. That's not hand blanket stitching, but it is pretty colours. Love the colours. I'll pop that one down. And how about now, some of you will have done this, I hope you have, and not finished off. Do you remember this? This was another mystery quilt. Do you remember this one? I know Patricia C, I know she made one. And I have a feeling you did it in greens. There we go. So this was our, I can't remember what I called it. It might have been mystery quilt number 2. I've still got the PDFs, I think, but I don't think I've got a video. But yeah, interlinking. And that was quite good, quite nice to do as well. And I think I'll just show you one last one. And I know you'll probably want to do this. I was looking for a pattern because I did this. Right, what do you think this is going to be? You don't remember that one, Sue? I definitely did it as a mystery quilt, and I did it upstairs. It does look well complicated, Tony. However, we broke it down just like we did the number 5, you know, the last one we did, and it comes up. Yeah, Jane loves that one. I love it too. I really ought to finish it. However, I don't believe I have any more of that white on white. So it'll just have to have, there's 4 corners that I need to do. It'll just have to be a different fabric. Do you know what's in here? Yes. This I did on telly. So it looks like a bag. I've got another one or two. Okay. Okay, let's turn the bag inside out. Oh, not the nicest of patterns, but there it is. It's a quillo. So it in there, that is a quillo. I think I did this when, where are we? There's our pocket, or there's our bag. So we just fold the sides in like that. Let's just turn that in like that. Fold it up again, and bring the bag over the top of it. And there we have our quilt in a bag. A quag? Oh, perhaps that's what I called it, a quag. A quilt in a bag. Oh, I must have a look, because I hoped I'd got instructions for it. But there's your pillow. It was on Create and Craft, or yeah, probably Hochanda at the time. That was when I first started going on there. So I could date that. That design was made by somebody else and printed on. I can date that to between March 2019, April 2019, May, June, something along those lines. Actually, I'll have to have a look. That's good. I'm glad you said that. So that's something. Oh, I will just show you this one because this one's not bad. So here's a bigger one. I much preferred this. So this one is big. This was picnic blanket, quag style. That's just what you need to take. Oh, so you can see how big this is. And then there is the bag. There's the pocket for the bag. Oh, that's lovely. You have followed me for a while, Tony. Okay, so can't stand back any further. So this one is really quite big. It's probably the biggest I've done in quite some time. But that will also fit into that bag. I shall have to do that. Linda started a quillo, never finished it, and you're not sure where it is. But it's probably like where mine. Oh, I've got another quillo one here as well. So I did. Oh, I might have done it with Debbie Short. No, yeah, perhaps. So here's another one, because this really is the last one. Oh yes, look, there's my pocket. So this one's a quillo because there's no bag handle. And here are Debbie's fabrics. So again, there we are. They are a good idea, aren't they? So, yeah, pretty fabrics. Enjoyed making those. So that is that's definitely a quillo because it folds up to a pillow. Okay. Phew, that was like a workout. Okay. Right, I am going to leave you now. It is my evening meal time. and I'm feeling a bit peckish, and I know Martin's got it on and it's going to be ready soon. So I've got a few more which I'll show you another day as well, because it can get a little bit boring. That's all right. Thank you so much, Beverly. No, do you know, it doesn't make me feel, what it makes me feel is, how on earth did I have all the time to do that? And especially all that time, my children now are between 34 and 44. So I was doing it. A quab. Oh, that's a good idea. Yes, so it was when they were little that I was stitching away. Oh my goodness. Not worth thinking about. But I obviously thoroughly enjoyed it. And I just love, love, love making. So, as I say, I'm going to love you and leave you now. Well done, Carolyn, on winning this month's haul. And thank you, everyone, for joining me tonight. So I shall see you hopefully tomorrow, 6:30, and we'll make those, what did I call it? Easy peasy, dinky, whatever it's called. But it'll be nice. It'll be nice to show you how to do it, quick and easy, as usual. So thanks for joining me again. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.